wonder what's in this box. Atelier de Dos. What's that?
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, Gumpers.
Hola, bon dia, Montaner from expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal live stream show and podcast. How are you this morning? Wow, that was a slick start again, wasn't it? I'll have to find some way of figuring that out this morning. A nice, smooth passage into the morning, and yes, etc., etc. How you doing? Let me know in the chat. We'll have the wonderful Vitor Costa here from the north of Portugal later on after 9 o'clock. And I want to explain why you should never go to the north of Portugal, maybe a little bit later on in the show. Nobody seems to come back. Dad joke warning. Very strong warning this morning. There are some very good dad jokes today. I tripped over yesterday, didn't I? I was a little bit embarrassed that I read out what I thought was a statement. Turns out to be a dad joke from T-Duck. And another excellent, I don't know what the collective noun is for dad jokes, but a bumper crop this morning. So you will be warned before I read those out. Portuguese saying of the day, a deep thought of the day, as well, a God Squad tip of the day. It's rather marvelous this morning, all the work that's gone on behind the scenes before we've even started. So thank you all for your contributions, whatever they might be. Some obvious, some not so obvious to the community here. And Banana Slug with a Will Rogers quote of the day as well. And a poem, actually. A poem's coming from Owen. I think this isn't necessarily for vegans. There's a meteor shower tonight, apparently. And on that note, I'm going to be telling you about meat products of the world, as well as sharing with you Owen's meteor shower poetry that he penned a couple of years ago, I think, when first pondering the night sky in awe and wonder here in Portugal. Were we staying over at your place that night, Owen, when you wrote that poem? Was that a different meteor shower? Actually, only kidding. Vegans are also able to look at the meteor shower. Meteor shower. Of course, isn't it terrible when you have to explain a dad joke? Anna's in. We've got Anna, Marty, Owen is in, of course, and up early, sending in poetry, and a beacon of love, light, and happiness in the chat this morning. Stephen's in, Gemini as well. Darren, man, you're up late. Darren and Jean and Baddy traveling today, I believe. Sarah, Nom de Plume, Sarah, Aradiel Pinto is in again. Thank you. Did I read? Bit clickbaity, wasn't it? Did I read "Don't go to Northern Portugal"? You did. I'm just joking. A little bit of a tongue in the cheek there, which is probably a Portuguese saying of some kind, isn't it? The tongue in the cheek. Is that linguiça? And let's come back. Well, let's start with a Portuguese saying of the day. Then, on that note, a Portuguese saying of the day: "A verdade é clara e a mentira sombra." Truth gives a short answer. Lies go roundabout. Whatever advice you give, be short. I see. Sorry, I thought that meant it's always interesting, isn't it? They're not necessarily what you think they are, these Portuguese sayings. I would have thought, truth giving a short answer, lies going roundabout meant that. What is it when you're authentic and true? You don't have to remember much, do you? Just speak from the heart, and that's it. And it's the same is likely to happen the next time you open your mouth. Whereas if you construct a tissue of lies, which is a phrase I haven't heard for quite a few years now, but if you have a tissue of lies, a web of lies, you have to remember what you said, don't you? And that can be quite circumlocutive and verbose, as I'm being right now. But what it means here in Portuguese, in Portugal, is whatever advice you give, be brief and to the point about it. Very good. I suppose, yes, the truth has a certain ring to it, doesn't it? And you know it when you know it, or when you hear it. Thank you very much for that Portuguese saying of the day. Let's follow that up with a deep thought of the day to get us in shape for the day ahead. How was your day yesterday? We had a lovely day at the beach, mainly yesterday. The meetup was fantastic at Palmyra. Thank you, Nelson. Great to see you and your crew. It's getting busier and busier, and I was talking to a fantastic young man there, Diogo, who reminded us about the Saint Soldas festival that's happening near Tomar. It's a little village town outside of the city of Tomar called Saint Soldas, and they have a fantastic music and cultural festival there, which they haven't had now, I think, for a couple of years, of course, and it's legendary. And young Diogo is going to work there such that he can learn about such things and come and do a similar show, a San Martino de Porto, I think with the backing of the Alcobaça municipality, a Camera, who might be right behind him. And I've offered to help as well with that. I don't know quite what he made of my offer of help, but I thought maybe a little bit of foreigner expat liaison might be quite useful if he's organizing an event and he wants people from the expat community, the foreigners, to click into it. And for people who are scouting at the time, and this will probably be next year now. It will be. It won't be this year because we've already had our festival here. But I think it's in addition to the festival that we had 10 days of cultural activities, religious, spiritual, musical, artistic, and commercial festival that we had about a month ago, wasn't it? It seems like a long time ago now. But young Diogo is going to organize something for the future here in San Martino de Porto, and we might even have some expat liaison via Expats Portugal, Good Morning Portugal, myself, just to maybe we could have a chill out tent along somewhere there as well, so that we can orientate foreigners who arrive and initiate them in the ways of Portuguese partying. Wouldn't that be great? So shout out to you, Diogo. Great lunch at the meetup yesterday at Palmyra, and then had a swim later on in the afternoon. Had a dip at Salio de Porto. Didn't seem quite right. It's a bit rocky, and something nibbled at my foot. The other day, a young Minnie was in the water, and a crab had let a nibble on her hand. Yes, just like you see in the cartoons of back in the day, going into the sea and a crab nibbling your foot in a little illustrated cartoon or a postcard. It happened, and something nibbled my foot, and it was very rocky. So we came back to the safety of San Martino de Porto Bay on the other side and had a full-on swim yesterday. A bit chilly, but isn't it great when you get out? It just feels so nice to be covered in fine sand and salt water. It was lovely. Had a salty hair. After that, what's left of it. God Score Tip of the Day, that's coming up. Fantastic. Mentioning Dave Brubeck. I think I know what Coach Turner's referring to there. But let's go to that deep thought of the day, which we very nearly went to, but then I went off on that long ramble. Deep thought of the day: you're never too important to be nice to people. Well said, John Baptiste. Do we know much about John Baptiste? So true, though. So true. So if you were thinking about being horrid to people, it doesn't matter. Is it even worse when you're not important? I don't know, but just don't do that. Just what? It doesn't take much, does it? Just to be nice to people, honestly. But then again, going back to honesty, I suppose it's very interesting, isn't it? The whole people pleasing thing, and authenticity, and radical honesty, and vulnerability. It's about striking a balance, of course, isn't it? But there's no need to be unnecessarily nasty to people, is there? And I think there's probably a way of being nicely honest with people as well, isn't there? Some people have got that down to a fine art, have they not? Should we do some dad jokes? I think we should, because I missed a couple yesterday after tripping over that 6:30 is my favorite time of day, hands down. Yeah, I get it now. T-Duck was just talking about his morning habits, and I put it in. I found a lovely little meme of it. If you go to goodmorningportugal.com, you'll see the photos from yesterday. Actually, I've got to show Banana Slugs photos again this morning. They're so good, of the Tapada National Park. So I'll come back to those. But yeah, yesterday we had 6:30 is my favorite time of day, hands down. And I know what I haven't done here. Hold on a minute. Not the trigger alert. The dad joke warning. Here we go.
Warning.
Oh, sorry, quick sip of tea there. So the dad jokes, the ones that I missed yesterday, it was quite early yesterday, wasn't it, of cooking and talking with Owen. Great fun talking to Owen yesterday about all sorts of things, including how to create the perfect baba de camelo, the camel drool pudding, and the pica-pau, of course. We talked about being in Leiria when that terrible fire cloud, or the smoke cloud, was on the horizon there for him, and a video that we have of that on our YouTube channel. And also, of course, his new project Light, Love and Happiness, to I think I've got that right. Love life, love light and happiness. But you get the gist anyway. A new Facebook group, and he's going to take that over to the expatsportugal.com forum as well and create a stub there where people can share what's good and great about being alive and being here in Portugal. So yeah, never too important to be nice to people. And dad jokes, let's go with those dad jokes this morning. The residuals from yesterday. I'm friends with almost all the letters of the alphabet. I just don't know why. And every time I take my dog to the park, I really like this one. Every time I take my dog to the park, the ducks try to bite him. Well, that's what I get for buying a purebred dog. Yes, and do you know what? I'm reminded now that whilst driving around in a car yesterday, I'm trying to find somewhere to park and then swim with the family. I've come up with my own Portuguese dad joke. Okay, so what do you call two Portuguese dinosaurs who look the same? And I'm going to leave that hanging there. I can't type fast enough to put it in the chat. But what do you call two Portuguese dinosaurs who look the same? Okay, come back to that. Today's, now we've caught up with yesterday's dad jokes. Let's go with today's. T-Duck, thank you for being here this morning. Mum asked me, or Mom, if you're American and you come from Porto, Mom asked me to put ketchup on the grocery list. Now I can't read it. Hey, most people can't tell the difference between entomology and etymology. I can't find the words for how much this bugs me. Very good, very good. That gets the kids a little bit of a stretch, doesn't it? That one. And at first, I thought my chiropractor wasn't any good, but now I stand corrected. For all of those, fantastic. Okay, and now let's go for a bit of. Now you've cracked a rib laughing. Let's see what we've got in terms of bon vivant gentle fitness, shall we? You're bent double laughing. Let's see if you can get back up standing straight. You might need that same chiropractor there. Let's go with a bit of God Squad gentle fitness for bon vivants then. Oh, drinking tea again out of the Philomena mug. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Where is she? I want to spill tea on the keyboard. There she is. Morning, Philomena. Okay, God Squad tip of the day. Growing old disgracefully. When I went out for a walk, a run, a ride, find a quiet spot to stop. Oh, this is gentle fitness for the mind as well, isn't it? And the spirit. Do a Dave Brubeck, of course. Calm everything down and focus on breathing slowly through your nose and out through your mouth. Continued, of course. Yes, don't do that once. Continue that process because you could find yourself quite blue in all sorts of ways, which is quite nice. That goes well with the Dave Brubeck reference as well, doesn't it? So let's do that now, everybody. This isn't just abstract conceptual advice. Take a breath, please, if you can, and if it's safe to do so. And when is it not safe to take a breath, please? Oh, and when you're underwater. If you're underwater, please do not do this. And anyway, what are you doing underwater listening to the Good Morning Portugal show? Okay, so a nice slow breath through the nose. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? And out through the mouth. Absolutely free. Absolutely. Isn't that what a miracle? Isn't that beautiful that we can do that anytime you darn well please? There, Coach Turner, lovely timeout, take 5 there. Enjoy 5. I've got a show to get on with. If you're tuned into the show, why not take 5? Take 5 breaths and 5 minutes. I know you're taking 90 minutes if you're here with us all morning. It's quite an easy start to the day, isn't it? 90 minutes of just lounging around, laughing at dad jokes, having gentle fitness tips, and talking to special guests from all over the world, especially in Portugal. Not a bad way to start the day. Listen to nature. This is the continuation then of Coach Turner's advice and counsel this morning. Look at the view, take in the aromas, and take a sip of water. You'll feel at one with the world and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. Oof! Ready like a ninja after that little routine there. That's great this morning. Thank you, Coach Turner, for that. Listen to nature. Take a look at the view. Take in the aromas and a sip of water. Just mellow, chill, and be ready for anything that life has to throw at you. And while we're there, actually, talking about being in nature, I must show you these images again. Stefan is James's mate. And thanks to Stefan, we have these beautiful pictures. No, we do not. And yes, we do. Here we go. Thank goodness for that. I thought I deleted them. I have to make room, you see. Here we go. This is beautiful native forest. I mean, you can almost smell that, can't you, looking at the picture? If you weren't here to the end of the show yesterday, you wouldn't have seen these. And if you didn't see the show blog, you wouldn't have seen these. But here they are now for you. Looking upward then out of that forest to the blue. I mean, this is just one of the things that's so fantastic about Portugal, isn't it? I try to convey that whenever I can. If you look at on the screen behind me, you've got that blue. And then on this, an even more intense blue, the 300 days out of 365 pretty much of sunshine here in Portugal, and skies like that. And look at that color palette there. That is Tapada, the national park in Mafra, where you can see boar, a family of boar running about like that. Isn't that amazing? And deer as well. Look at that. The only shots taken yesterday were of these lovely photographs in the Mafra National Park. Isn't that beautiful? Superb. Thank you, Banana Slug James, and your mate Stefan for taking such delightful pictures there. Just looking at that, I think, well, it certainly has me lowering my heart rate and thinking, oh, what a wonderful world we live in. Okay, onward then with your chat this morning. Lots to get through before Vitor joins us in about 15 minutes. He might be a little bit late. I think he's got a bit of car trouble up there in the north of Portugal. We have a poem from Ian to Owen. We've had the coaching council from Ian, and moving from an Ian to an Owen soon, with a bit of poetry as well about the meteor showers, which are going to happen tonight. I think we've got the Commonwealth Games, haven't we? For all you sports fans, Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. I think it's a bit of a Peaky Blinders reference in the opening. What's that going to be like? How do you mix up a Peaky Blinders reference because it's in Birmingham with the opening of the Commonwealth Games? Could be messy, couldn't it? Could be very, very messy indeed. Oh, Thomas, Peaky Blinders, welcome to Birmingham for the Commonwealth Games. Anyway, Deagle's in as well. Bon dia, Carl and Gumpers. No swimming this morning, as after nights I'm going to buy paint to paint the boys' bedroom this weekend. Very good. I can assure you, I'd rather not spend my weekend painting, especially if it's a hot one. The paint dries rather too quickly, doesn't it, when you're glossing the skirting boards? But good luck anyway. What's your painting regime there, Deagle? Do you like to get your favorite music on a podcast or something like that, and then crack on with it? And how thorough are you? Do you get the masking tape out, or you just go with the flow? People have different approaches, don't they? Just try and do as few coats as possible, or extremely thorough. I've got you down as a very thorough decorator, I have to say. Banana Slug is in as well. Bom dia, Gumpers. Feliz Quinta Todos. Como tem passado? And I did ask you yesterday, did I not, to respond to Banana Slug James in Portuguese? If you're struggling with that, and we know that recently, Mia Esmeres, who will be joining us tomorrow alongside Frank. Oh, and mortgages tonight on the webinar, by the way. Jacqueline will be back with us tonight at 7:30 on the Portugal Calling webinar from Expats Portugal. And we will go into some depth. If you've got outstanding questions about mortgages, join us tonight on the webinar. Go to the website, expatsportugal.com. Go to the What's On section. Click through, and you can sign up for the webinar tonight about everything you need to know about mortgages in Portugal, and we'll quiz Jacqueline about those with your particular and personal questions if you wish. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. And Mia tomorrow. I saw Mia recently on the internet talking about it's like the digital marketplace, really, isn't it? See, a familiar face. There she is, Mia Eshmeres. What's she talking about? You don't always have to say hola. She's got other ways of greeting people other than hola. So we will ask her about that. So when James is saying to you, como tem passado, he's not just showing off. He's genuinely interested in how you are. You might like to respond with muito bem obrigado or something along those lines. So whenever you see any Portuguese in the chat, do try and respond to it. Will Rogers quote of the day, let's make Philomena proud. Let's make Mia proud. Respond, if possible, in Portuguese. Things ain't what they used to be, and probably never was. Will Rogers quote of the day, ain't that the truth? You carrying on with the use of the word ain't there, and gonna have to leave a bit early today. Groceries and errands with housemates earlier than usual. Well, fair enough. You don't want them shouting up at the window, do you, or through the window? Come on, James, prize yourself away from that cultish morning production that you watch, you're glued to for 90 minutes every day. Do we need to make the show shorter? Do we need to make it longer? Your feedback, please. And still hanging there, we've got the Portuguese dad joke. What do you call two Portuguese dinosaurs who look the same? They could be twins. Bon dia, beautiful people. I've sent a short poem via WhatsApp, so let's hear that now. Thank you for that reminder. Let's hear Owen's poem, an ode to the meteors and the Milky Way now. So where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, over to you, Owen.
Morning, Cal. Morning, Gumpers. In honour of tonight's meteor showers, I'd like to dedicate, well, here's a poem I wrote in 2019, just a short one. I sit in darkness, but not alone. I have the Milky Way in front of me. Trillions of stars that make me think of love and unity. For those trillions of stars are you and me, living together peacefully, in harmony. I hope you get a chance to see the meteor show tonight, wherever you are. Have a great day.
Thank you, Owen. That was beautiful. Thanks, mate, for that. Bon dia, beautiful people from Owen and his lovely poem there. Meteor shower tonight, folks. Will you be... what could you give us a bit of guidance on that? I'm sure Mrs. M knows. I should have asked her before the show. But Owen, best time, best conditions. What's the best way to enjoy the meteor shower tonight? Thank you for that, mate. Anna Olsen, bon dia from Stockholm. Typical Swedish summer here now. 20 degrees of sun, cloud, and rain most days. Oh wow! Do you need some pictures from us of the south from the Algarve, Anna? Do let us know if you do. Lovely to hear from you in Stockholm. There, Marty's in Alaska, or are you here now, Marty? Bon dia from Marty. Lovely to have you here, Marty. Finding it hard to sleep as ever. As I near my one-way ticket to Portugal, so not here just yet. So you're getting very excited, are you? And you're not able to sleep. Well, we're always here. To help with this bit of it anyway, Marty. And we look forward to seeing you soon. And I think we need to get you on the show, don't we? As soon as you arrive from Alaska, we've been there with you on this adventure of getting everything sorted out on your journey here. We must talk to you and to welcome you officially, either in the morning or you might join us as a webinar guest, actually, with your particular and unique view and unique journey coming to Portugal. So yeah, don't talk too loud, everybody. Marty's trying to sleep, although a little bit excited by the sound of it about coming to Portugal. Bon dia from Stephen Wells, how are you? And good morning everyone from Gemini as well. And I remember that time, looking back, the old veteran of migration here, James the Banana Slug. I remember that time in my life fondly. What an interesting word that is, fondly. I'll not make too fine a point of that this morning, but yeah, Banana Slug remembers that time of maybe having a sleepless night, thinking about what it might be like, and wondering if you've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. We're here to help you with that. Expats Portugal. Hi, good morning, Gumpers. Hi from Canada there, from Darren. How are you doing, Darren? And yes, thank you very much for your connection to Mr. and Mrs. Adventure. I will reach out, as young people say. Hola, bon dia, kids, from sunny Portimao. Talking of reaching out and leaning in and those sorts of phrases. Has anyone heard about the liminal web? For a little while, 2 or 3 years ago, I was interested in this intellectual dark web, and then there was the intellectual light web or something, and all this jargon sort of develops over time. Now it's the liminal web. Is anyone tuning into that? And the great weirding, that was another phrase I heard whilst perusing a few podcasts of a somewhat esoteric nature. The liminal web, isn't that interesting? Hola, bon dia, kids. And I have to tell you, when I was listening to the hallmarks of the liminal web, we're doing it. The Good Morning Portugal show, this community, we're doing it. We're doing a community, as it were, or communitas, I think they were calling it. And they were talking about all these hallmarks of what it is to be in a great community of like minds. And I was thinking, hold on a minute, we're already doing that, you youngsters. Just tune into the Good Morning Portugal show from expatsportugal.com. Hola, bon dia, kids, from sunny Portimao. How you doing, Vitoria? And not connected in any way. 16 degrees overnight here. That's in Canada, not in the Algarve. Well, that probably would have been quite similar. But that's a nice warm one for you in Canada over there, Darren. And Jean in New Jersey. Hola, bon dia. How are you? Up early or up late, whichever way you look at it, for Jean as well. Carl, more email. Okay, yeah, you got that. Suggested Silver Coast meetup to meet up. What a great idea. Thanks, Darren, for that. And Baddy, the sweet sorrow. Bon dia, Gumpers, leaving for Iceland today to return later this year, but we'll be tuning in when I can in Iceland in the meantime. Yes, pictures, please, in Iceland there, Baddy. Keep enjoying the good life. Can't wait to get back already. Yes, not even gone yet. And of course, you have the love of Portugal in your soul, in your spirit now, coursing through your veins there, and you can't wait to be back. And hello, Magnus. Magnus, good morning to you. Keep the noise down, Magnus. Don't be jumping up at the mantelpiece. You might wake up Tech Cowgirl. Bon dia Algria from Nom de Plume, Sarah there. I'm thinking probably Sarah, but we shall find out, I'm sure. How are you doing? Did I read right? Don't go to North. Yes, never. Bon dia as well, you say. Thank you very much. Not too shocked by my somewhat clickbaity title for the show today. Francis is in Bon dia Algria. No allergies today. Bon dia Algeria. Arturos, good to be here again. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. It's a slightly quieter morning. Yes, it was. So when Owen wrote that poem, we were over there staying with Owen at his house. And I think that was probably the first, was it the first time we met in person? It may well have been. I recorded a podcast in your garden, didn't I? Who would have known back then that we would be talking together on a morning show, Owen? Isn't it amazing what's happened since then? Safe trip, buddy. We'll see you on the flip side, says T-Duck. And good morning to all of my friends in Portugal, the land of hopes and dreams and the beautiful life. Yes, thank you, Marty, for that. So this happened today, says Nom de Plume. I tested a Portuguese man on his ability to interpret between Portuguese and English. Oh, the irony. Tell us more. Sarah, Nom de Plume there. Baldylocks, your countdown is continuing as well, isn't it? How are you doing, Tony? Any sleepless nights for you? Yes, 12, 11, 10. James, I think, holding the garlands and the rose petals ready for your arrival to scatter beneath your feet and to pop around your neck when you arrive to give you a proper welcome here. Amazing, isn't it? All these people in this progress and different parts of the journey on the adventure here in Portugal. And no Gilchrist this morning, 9 o'clock, Tusk. Yeah, where is he? He's probably having a lie-in. He is adjusting, of course, to his new life, a little bit like Hank Stalika, right? Who we never see here because he stays up late. And then, we might have Connie here, but not Hank. And it might be the same for Lord Gilchrist until he creates a somewhat more healthy routine for himself, I might say, in a slightly judgmental way. Olá, bom dia a todos. Tudo bem? Faixa do dia Patrice Russian sending me Forget-Me-Nots. What a tune. Jazz funk classic, which inspired the Men in Black theme tune. And of course, yes, that was Will Smith, wasn't it? And George Michael's Fast Love played back to back. Great mix. Nice one, Chris. Good morning to you. And lovely to see everyone chatting with each other this morning in the chat. That's what it's all about. Feeling connected and enjoying life here in Portugal. John Baptiste has a fine heart. Need to know more about, is John Baptiste a musician? Possibly. I'm not sure. I posted a couple of pics of windmills from Everett on Google Maps. They've had over 50,000 views sent on WhatsApp. Thank you very much for that. I'll put the link in the show notes as well as on the screen this morning. Oh, you've actually sent me the pictures. That's fantastic. So I will share this. I'm looking at them now, and I'm seeing a stunning resemblance to the wonderful painting that the amazing Terence Austin created for us live and then gave to me as well. So thank you very much for those, Ian. I will download. WhatsApp's being a little bit unhelpful this morning, but I will download those and share those with everybody. Thank you. Project, difficult. Project, and we say Portuguese. Oh, of course, yes, project and project. Another well, one of many examples of how English is a little bit challenging, can be. Hey, a nice one. A is a way of saying an alternative, isn't it? Chris B, I think you're quite new here, or you are a veteran, a gumper who has changed their name. What have I got that? Have I got that right there, Chris B? Are you a regular whose name I don't recognize in that form, or are you new and easing your way into the community? Either way, of course, you're very welcome. And Sarah Yerman in Stubble, bon dia to you. I'm working on a new project. Don't project your feelings on me. I hope that I got that right. And A back at Chris B as well. See, that's the thing. EI, I didn't quite understand the wordplay there. Portuguese way of saying hi, hey, and a way of saying hi and welcome to Portugal when you work with the team at EI. Hey, assessoria migratoria there. Where are all the Portuguese? I don't see a single one here. Well, you might have to look a little closer because we do have Adriel here and Joao F. And Antonio F may well be joining us in a little while too. Maybe testing raincoats and waterproof earbuds, Carl, listening underwater. Yes, that's possible, isn't it? That might be. It does happen, doesn't it? You say, well, you make a joke based on, there's no way anyone's listening underwater. And it just so happens that, Deagle is thrashing up and down the pool with his earbuds in, listening to the show. It could happen. It could. Breath, always available, doesn't cost a penny, and highly therapeutic. Yes, enjoy it before it gets taxed, everybody. And Cindy B here, bon dia, Algria Gumpers. Great to see you here, Cindy. And Ian, this was my primary calming exercise when I was an aspiring athlete. Isn't that amazing? So you might think, mightn't you? You're looking at athletes and you think they're thrashing up and down the track. But the primary calming exercise of those Olympians, those athletes, those finely tuned human beings is to chill for a moment and compose oneself. I love that. Thank you very much. Yes, often lost on young athletes. Let's just get out there and run and jump and bend that pole almost to snapping point and then fling ourselves 30 feet into the air. Pole vaulting's come a long way, hasn't it, Ian? Yes, it was very grounding to be in old growth nature. Make of that what you will. This is why Vitor will never leave the north. Car troubles, yes. That's why you shouldn't go to the north. At least if you do, take a reliable car with you. Roving J is here. Hello, Roving J. Now that we've moved to Cabanas de Tavera, I can finally listen live. Thanks for the show. Oh, Roving J. Now, did we make your acquaintance before? Were you a lurker? Were you a podcast listener? It sounds like you were. You couldn't listen live, so we wouldn't have known you in this context. But you're here now. Tell us more about yourself, Roving J. Welcome. Consider yourself at home. Consider yourself one of the Gumpers. Good morning. From next Tuesday, I'll be back in Portugal, says a silent groove music as well, in Figueira do Foz this morning. A few more hellos and greetings, because I think we hear the boop of Vitor joining us. He's stop it, Vitor. He's trying to put me off from the green room there with a funny look on his face. Or is he just looking in his rearview mirror and adjusting his eyebrows for the show? I don't know. Yes, there was a face. Stop it. There was a US coach who trained his athletes to meditate before races. He also trained fighter pilots to relax with great success. Now, I wonder if Vitor we'll come back to. Oh, we've got to say hello to Paul Callahan. Hold on. Paul Callahan is here. Bon dia from a sunny Miranda de Corvo. How are you doing this morning, Paul? Great to see you here. And While Safe. I'm just going to say hello to everyone who I haven't said hello to yet. While Safe is here with a good morning as well. And Angela Kaufman. Bon dia dos Estados Unidos. Hola a todos. Oh, Vitor's disappeared now, so I can't go to him anyway. Suzanne is in. Suzanne Derringer. Good morning, folks. 3:55 a.m. in Washington, D.C. Oh, Suzanne, bless you for being here. Antonio is here. See, nom de plume. And who else have we got here that we haven't said hello to this morning? I think that might just do it for the time being. Oh, no, Ubi is here. Bon dia, gente. Vitor, what is going on? I thought we'd lost you for a moment. Good morning to you. Hola, bon dia, alegria, tudo bem, my friend?
Hello. Hello, I'm shy.
Yeah, right.
So how's life been a while?
It has been a while. Yeah, it's been just under a month, I think, since we last saw you. And I'm saying to people, don't go to Northern Portugal. You know why that is, don't you?
Yes, it's terrible here. No, for some reason, whoever comes here ends up not leaving.
That is the reason, and it keeps happening. I will say to people, they'll give me a little sort of specification. They say, well, Algarve's going to be too hot for me. I quite like the Silver Coast, yeah, but Lisbon, a bit too big, bit too busy. Porto, similar, I like a little bit of seaside. And I say, you should go and speak to Vitor. You should go and maybe pop up to Ponte de Lima, have lunch, have a chat with Vitor, and never see him again after that. So there's something that you do to people. There's the... What's that? Are you rolling backwards?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. But having said that, you have been spotted out of the north of Portugal yourself. What on earth happened? I was very surprised to receive that message from you saying, we're near Tomar. I was thinking, that's way too far south. Vitor is going to melt if he goes to Tomar. What did you think? Have you ever been out of northern Portugal before? Was that the first time?
Kind of. I mean, we have been to Lisbon. I have been to Lisbon like last October.
Yeah.
I don't usually go that far south. Fatima, we've been a few times, of course.
Yes.
But that more a little bit central region, yeah, it was the first time we've been there.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting because even the vegetation looks different.
doesn't it just?
And it's like it's just a different scenery. A lot, you can see a lot farther, because here you look into the distance, you maybe see a few kilometers, and then there's a wall of mountains
Yes.
almost everywhere you are here.
Yeah.
But there in the south, it's like you just could see until forever.
Yeah. And how did you find that? Was it, I mean, you didn't have the same experience that I'm describing. You didn't go to tomorrow and think, that's it, we're staying here.
No, we actually went. So Saturday was an EXP gathering event.
Oh, right.
So it was about 50 people. We all gathered, shared experiences. Some people earned some awards, all of these things. And so we were networking a little bit. And then the rest of that day until Monday, we were with our team, the Nuno Venceslau. I'm not sure if I talked about them here in the show yet, but I work with Nuno Venceslau. We have about 25 years of experience in real estate.
Okay.
And so we were doing some team building activities, and we were staying at an alojamento local that is going to be a team listing. So we're going to be promoting that as well. So as we say in Portuguese, junta-se o útil ao agradável, right?
Of
So
course.
it was pleasant and it was useful, and so we joined the two, and we did everything at the same time, and it was great. Maria was there as well, so yeah, it was really nice. And Tomar's, I mean, I don't think we went to Tomar specifically. We were close. This place called Pai Alvo,
Yes.
and but yeah, it's definitely different. When we were leaving Fatima, which was where the initial event took place, we had to drive like 30 minutes until we arrived at our destination, and they were like, "Okay, let's go to Pingo Doce before we head there." And I'm like, why don't we grocery shop when we arrive? And when we were arriving, I'm like, "Oh, I get it now."
Okay. Well, I suppose that's one of the wonderful things about Ponte de Lima and the other wonderful towns that you show people in the north is that it isn't quite that remote. It feels remote, doesn't it? And it feels very rural at times, but you're never too
Mhm.
far away from civilization as well. There's a nice balance up there, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. And again, it's one of those things that I take for granted, right? Because I always
Yeah.
lived in this environment. But yeah, I mean, even some places that feel like they're less populated usually always have, a very good connected road that you just drive a little bit and you're in the middle of everyone again.
Yes. But maybe not there in Tomar in the central Portugal. Well, okay. Well, very interesting to hear about your journey out of the north. We are focused on the north, of course. For anybody who hasn't met you yet, and that's hard to believe, but and the ones who have met you, let's give you those greetings. We've got Vitor from Marty, another Vitor from Owen, and a good morning Vitor from AGL. I love watching your videos, says AGL. Marty also says Vitor kicks booty. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All
Some
right.
booties do get kicked around here.
And all I can do is give you some pointers, says Antonio F. Once you have a decision or an exact area, better look for a professional like Vitor. So true. So tell us what you do, Vitor, for those who don't know you. And before you do that, you very casually threw into our conversation, as we say in Portuguese, junta, and then I didn't understand the rest of it. What was that? Together we go further, was it?
Junta-se o útil ao agradável.
Right. Well, together we
So
achieve.
junta-se o útil ao agradável basically means you join the useful to the pleasant.
Say that again.
Junta-se o útil ao agradável. So you take the useful
Yeah.
and you add it to the pleasant, which means
Oh,
it's something that's useful but also pleasant. You know what I mean?
very good. Yes,
So in our
absolutely.
case, we took a weekend off,
Yes.
kind of like mini vacations, at the same time
Yes.
that we were team building and we were getting to know a property that the team was trying to sell.
Well, that's amazing. And Antonio F, I mean, you're in no position at the moment to transcribe that into. I know you could do it if you wanted to, but I don't want you to, Vitor. Maybe Antonio F could help us with a transcription of that on the screen, because that is a lovely phrase, and that's exactly how life should be, of course. Among his many skills, Vitor knows roundabouts. Actually, we might see that live this morning.
We just did.
The negotiation of a roundabout. What is it you Americans call them? I'm Alaskan. We do not have them. Obrigado, Vitor. Thank you for being kind. I know I was an awful driver. Have you been in a car with Marty?
We have, yes. And we closed a great deal for them.
Okay, so there's another more people going to the north and not coming back. Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Vitor, you legend, says Francis in South Africa this morning. Good to see you, mate. Sorry, you were going to add something there.
Yes, I was just going to give a quick tip for roundabouts.
Yeah.
It's really simple. You just start with one question. Are you going to exit on the first exit?
Yes.
If the answer is yes, you veer to the right, and then you just use the roundabout through the outsides until you have to leave, and you put your blinker to the right.
Okay.
If you're not going to exit on the next one, then you put your blinker to the left, you pull to the left side and go from the inside of the roundabout. And when you're about to leave, as in when you're one exit away, then you go to the right.
Now, when you started that, you said it's really simple. Now, most people say that about Portuguese roundabouts, and then by the end of it, it clearly is not a simple matter. But okay, I'm going to probably extract that from the recording this morning, and we'll publish that as a standalone guide, Vitor's guide.
You know what? We're going to make some videos about that too. That's a great topic.
Isn't it?
Hey, quick tip about Portuguese. By the way, that blue square sign that you have a T with the top part in red, that means a dead end.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's another video. Okay, Vitor's introduction to popular Portuguese road signs. It's going to be a whole lot more fun than it sounds, I can assure you. Okay, you legend, says of course, if Vitor's going to be making that video, it will be a lot of fun. When I was a young man, says Ubi, sounds like a blues song. When I was a young man, my path was to search and never rest, to ride that ever-changing wave that never seems to crest. Next week, more poetry coming in this morning. We like this. Next week, I may not ride the wave, but I will be in Nazaré, and that will have to do. Very good. Excellent Portuguese-inspired poetry there. Very good. Ubi, thanks for that. Please send that to me via WhatsApp so that I can put that in the show notes today. And Lord Gilchrist has finally got up and joined us this morning. There in the capital, I think. A question for Vitor then. Have you found me a logement local, somewhere to stay for my pending visit to North there, Vitor?
I know a few, actually. There's this great landlord I know, and he's one of my favorite landlords so far. He's really nice. He'll really work around whatever you need and get you to be in a good situation. So I'm really excited. It's just a matter of knowing the exact dates. I'll give them a call, and if he doesn't know someone, he'll know someone else. So I'll get you in the door.
There you go, Owen. Owen's going on a bit of a national tour, and of course, if you want him to come and cook at your house, you've seen him cooking on the screen here. If you want him to come and cook at your place, maybe a family gathering, Owen is available for those sorts of bookings as well. Traffic circles, I think they're called it. That's a funny name, isn't it? A traffic circle. But there was another name that got mentioned the other day when we were talking about it. Oh, here we go. Junto útil ao agradável. I combine the useful with the pleasant. Thank you for that, Antonio. That's superb. Trying to screenshot that right away. So Vitor, what's going on then in the property scene? Sorry, I got distracted talking about roundabouts.
Of course.
You mentioned EXP briefly. It's part of you're part of that team. You work as a buyer's agent, representing people in an amazing way, I have to say, up in the north. And that's what I was complaining about where every time I send somebody to you, they don't seem to come back. They fall in love with the north of Portugal. So let's have a bit of a roundup from you then. Tell us more about yourself for people who don't know, and give us a little bit of a temperature or a pulse from the north of Portugal, if you will, property-wise.
Sure. So to keep it short, I was a baby when I was born. I was having some troubles, and the doctor had to. No, I'm kidding. Um, So, I started as a real estate agent a few years ago at another company. Things weren't quite working out. I would see all the Tom Ferries and all of these American real estate coaches. And I was like, hey, man, where do we get these statistics and this and this and that so I can inform my sellers? And they'd be like, oh, never mind those American ideas. Just shut up and do your lead gen and just do some business. Because they just cared about, the income of the company, which I kind of get. But that wasn't working. Then I left. I ended up joining with EXP mostly because it's, a global company and not a franchise.
Yeah.
Because I was already, like, I've always been connected to a lot of American people from the UK, people from other countries. And sometimes some would ask, maybe Algarve or maybe some other part of the country. And when I was with the other agency, I would basically have to call another agency, even though they were the same brand in the other country, in the other area, and it's like they didn't know me, I didn't know them because we were all franchises. But now with the XP, we would all be connected, including to, American real estate agents and all of that. So one thing led to another. Eventually, I got to know you, and you invited me to your show. I got the chance to meet Bob and Viv and a few other expat clients. And what was that?
What didn't say?
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Okay, might as well. I was going home, but now that Maria mentions it, we can go to one of the local yearly festivities here in Ponte de
Oh,
Lima.
excellent. Okay, Maria's with you, is she?
She is, but she doesn't want you to know.
No, fair enough. Okay. Basically, for the purposes of the show, she's just a voice in your head.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Thank you,
All
Maria.
right, and so, yeah, I started helping Bob and Viv. They were my first clients. That's why we did that interview as well, which is going really well. In 2 months, we got over 45,000 views. Jesus
well
Christ.
Done. Yeah.
Anyway, and so that's when I realized, actually, you know what? It makes sense that I focused more on the foreign audience because I know the culture more or less. I can speak the language rather decently. I understand, some of the different terms. I also studied a little bit how real estate is done in America. So it becomes easier for me to not only communicate with a lot of our clients, but also to even know, more closely what they're talking about and vice versa.
Yes.
Like my favorite is the duplex example. So here in Portugal, a duplex is not a two-family home, as it would be usually in America. Here, a duplex is an apartment that's only for you and your family, but you have 2 floors inside of the same building all for yourself.
Yes.
So anyway, long story short, we're now creating portugaldoor.com, which now is basically my business card, but we're going to be developing it as time goes on. And we are focusing more, we're going more from just a real estate person who helps people buy or rent a property here to helping people actually integrate and relocate here. And our vision is, and our motto. Can you hear me okay, or is it just like civil war in there?
No, you're fine. I think you've gone on to some calzadas, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We can. So this is a really nice cultural insight into Portugal. Driving on calzadas here, which you have to do occasionally, and your sat nav will take you very occasionally onto a road that you're thinking, hold on a minute, this is no longer a road. I must have taken the wrong turning at the rotary, the roundy thingy, the roundabout back there. But no, I think we're back on a normal road again with Vitoria. No, we can hear you. It's fine. It didn't quite bounce your phone off its phone holder. You're okay.
Okay.
But
All right,
PortugalDoor.com. Let me take you back to that. So this is the new venture, is it? Portugal Door, DOOR,
Yeah.
PortugalDoor.com.
Yes. And
Okay.
so our plan here is that whatever we can't do, we'll find someone who can, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so a few times I actually sent people, to talk to Gilda,
Yes.
because they had, they needed some help with. Is this sound? Can you talk a little bit?
Can I? Yeah. We can.
Okay, good. It's on the phone.
Hold on. This is what happens. Let me just let everybody know who's thinking. Hold on a minute. Why was that guy driving, and now why is he getting out of the car? And what is going on the Good Morning Portugal show? Vitor is
There's the voice in my head.
Standing on your shoulder, whispering things in your ear. Yes, very good. Okay, so you are now where? What's happening? What's going on here?
Oh, I just to end that thought, I sent some people to Gilda, right? Because some people needed help with the D7, and I had these questions. And then after a while, Gilda was like, "Hey, Vitor, we kind of have to talk, because I mean, I'm not sure what our connection here is, and we have that deal with Carl Munson." And I'm like, "Oh, that's fine. I mean, they needed help. I sent it your way. I didn't ask you for anything, so you're still with Carl. Don't worry."
Yeah. That's how you roll, and we know this. This is why I think some keywords have been mentioned about how brilliant and kind you are, and this is the reputation that you're building, and that's what Portugal Door. That's a first for me to hear that. PortugalDoor.com. That's what this whole your whole enterprise is going to be built on, and I'm sure in decades to come, that's exactly what you'll be.
I'll send you the logo soon.
Okay, great. So where are we? What's happening now? Are you taking us to some sort of festa?
I mean, I think things are still pretty much being set up. How do I flip the camera?
Well, I'm going to give you the full screen so everybody can see what's going on. I am still here, and you're looking lovely.
Can I do this?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes, okay. So we're on foot now. Are we in Ponte de Lima, or are we somewhere else?
Yes, this is about 5-10 minutes away from Ponte de Lima.
Okay.
This is called Boa Morte, which means good death, but it does. I don't know.
Right.
It's just the kind of names like there was a funeral agency back where I grew up with.
Yeah.
That was called Good News.
Is that the Portuguese?
Boa Nova.
Right. Okay.
It could be. So it seems like they're still setting up, putting up some of the lights, because it's, I think probably next week is going to be the big event here. We're probably going to make some videos and put them on our, Portugal Door Instagram.
Yeah.
In fact, we've already been doing some of that. The voice in my head has been taking care of most of that.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, here we go. Look at
this. Here we go, everybody. What an unexpected treat this is.
So, welcome to the north.
Oh, beautiful.
This is where we live.
Oh, yes. And is that a cemetery there?
This where?
Is that a burial ground? Just to
where?
Your left, to the left, the white buildings. Are they catacombs?
Oh, here?
Yeah, well, that's a church, I'm guessing. But are people buried there as well?
No, I don't think there's. The closest cemetery is actually about 2 minutes from here. 1-2 minutes from here.
Oh, and you've got this magnificent staircase.
Yes. Weddings usually happen here, and then there's always an event going on in the stairs, right?
Yes, of course.
And people go up here, and there's a big picnic area on that side, including some outside areas to do the dishes, I think. Or maybe the sign says "Don't do the dishes." I don't quite remember.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
And yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for one of the people we've done quite a few deals with. Is Vera. Spoiler alert.
Yes,
she might come into the show sometime.
Okay.
But yeah, that is Senhora Domingo, that mountain. It's the tallest mountain we have here.
Okay. So Lady Sunday, Senhora Domingo.
No, Domingo.
Dominio.
M-I-N.
Okay, it's the Lady of Dominio. Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The Mingo is like this region. Maybe I should start saying that I work with the Mingo more than I work with the North, because the North is very broad.
Yes, of course.
Um, but yeah, I
This
mean,
is so wonderful.
eventually we want to have connections and people all over the country, so that we can all work together. And that's the other thing too, because I mean, the more people we cooperate with, the more we can serve people.
Yes,
For
indeed.
instance, I'm certain that for some people I might not be the best person to work with, and that's absolutely fine. So if there are more who, you know, more kinds of people, more more variety in how people do business, then that's even better. Hey, can you
Yeah.
see the little bugs, the little water striders?
Yes. In Portuguese is what? What striders? Did you say?
No, water striders.
Oh, water
That's what you.
striders, water boatman. Okay, yeah. This is so fantastic. And why is it so peaceful and quiet there, Vitor? Why is there nobody else there? Did you have it cleared, especially for this film shoot?
Of course,
Okay.
everything for you guys. I
Oh,
mean, it's just starting up, because this area, it is on the top of the mountain, and people usually come here when there are events or things of that nature.
yes.
Because otherwise they either stay at home, or they even go to the center of Ponte de Lima, the village, right?
Yeah. But it's so peaceful, isn't it? It's so lovely, and this is one of the qualities I think of the north here: the
Yeah.
tranquility, the peacefulness, and that, immediately you can. We've been talking this morning about breathing out and taking it easy, taking five. This is certainly a part of the country where you can do that, and this location is fantastic. The Senora de Minho in the distance there, this lovely hillside picnic area,
Hmm.
church. It's just so beautiful and peaceful, and a lovely
Yeah.
unexpected
Yeah.
treat. Thank you this morning for taking on this
Yeah.
little walk.
And also the Portuguese surveillance system is also in full fling here.
Oh, here they are.
So
Yeah.
not to make anybody paranoid, but the walls have eyes.
Okay. I thought you were talking about some, older ladies who might just be there keeping an eye on things.
Yes, exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
right. Yes.
So one time, and I love this story. One time it was like 6 a.m. more or less, and when our Bianca was just a few months old, she started having this different cough, right? And
Yes.
so to be sure everything was okay, we called the emergency number, and we told, hey, she's having this and that cough. Could it be anything to be worried about? And they're like, we're not sure. We're going to send an ambulance there just in case. You know,
Wow.
no sound. The ambulance just came, right? They came inside. They took a look at her, saw the cough, and they were like, we're not sure. Let's take her to Viana do Castelo,
Yes.
and see if just in case anything could be going on. No, not to take chances. And so
Got
we
it.
did.
Yeah.
It wasn't even 7 a.m. We were still in the middle of the road, and my mother-in-law calls us, Vitor, what's going on? And I'm like, what?
One of
You
your
don't
neighbors has called the mother-in-law.
you don't even live right next to us. How do you know?
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I need to ask you though. That is a great service. What a wonderful health service that we have here in Portugal, and what an incredible level of care. What number did you call to access that sort of service? Was that a 112
Uh,
call?
I think we probably called Saúde 24.
Okay, that's the health number.
Yes,
Okay,
I think it's 808 24 24 24,
okay, all right. No, that's
because
really good to know. Thank you. That's really helpful information.
they, you give them a call, and then you spend 5 minutes giving your número de utente, and
Yes.
you're this and you're that and blah blah blah, and all of these disclaimers. Okay, what's going on? Hey, I have a cough. Is everything okay? Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, well, better safe than sorry, and obviously it was in that instance. That story ended well. What did they discover when you went along to the hospital there, and she was all fine?
I think she was fine, or
Antibiotics
yeah,
or
she was
something?
fine that time. Yeah, she was
Yeah,
fine that time.
Good. Glad to hear it. Okay, this is a beautiful place. Andrew is shouting out, go left, pick up the clue, avoid falling in the pond. And we are seeing here, aren't we? Some of these are stone, aren't they? They're like Flintstones, a Flintstones picnic area. Are these large
Yeah,
pieces of
most
stone?
of them are stone. Most of them are stone. Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. So 24 is 808 24 24 24. Thank you, Antonio, for that. Brilliant. Thank you for being here and putting that on the screen for us as well.
The sun.
Oh, beautiful. So you do get the sun in the north then? It's not really cold up
Yes,
there, is it?
yes, exactly.
Right, okay. So that'll be a worry for some people. It's going to be cold up there. What have your temperatures been like recently in this heat
So
wave?
here's the challenge, like, because almost every clients we get now, some of them talk about, oh, because I heard it's cold, or I heard it's hot.
Yes.
And the challenge there is that, what's your point of reference?
Yes.
What is hot for you? What is cold for you?
Yeah.
Because, if you're coming here from, let's say, I don't know, Saudi Arabia, like cold or hot means something different to you as if you were coming from Canada, for example, right?
Of course.
So I've seen people, I've never been to either of these places, believe it or not. I've never even been to an English-speaking country, but I've seen many clients compare this to Florida weather, as well as California.
Yeah.
Because we also have slightly higher humidity than some places, I think. So some temperatures can actually be, even if they are in terms of degrees, perhaps a bit lower. If you have a higher humidity, it can feel hotter, right?
Yes, indeed.
So that is why it's a tricky question to answer.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of temperatures by themselves, I mean, we've had unusually hotter weather a month or two ago and the last few weeks, but now it's cooler. Today is rather fresh. We're here on our t-shirts and just on the brink of starting to feel cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's good. That's the thing I like about the Portuguese weather. It's that when you're starting to get, at least here in the north, I mean, that's where I've lived.
Yeah.
When it starts getting to an uncomfortable weather or temperature for too long, after a while, the weather will be like, hey, you know what? Let's flip this around.
Yeah.
Here's some sun, or here's some cold, or here's some rain.
Yes.
Enjoy it for a few days, and then we're back to the regular schedule.
Yes. Yeah, well, and there you go. So in the north of Portugal, the weather talks to you like that, which is lovely to hear as well. Isn't it often foggy? Says Suzanne. Do you suffer with fog?
No. I mean, fog is a very rare event here.
Okay, more of a.
Oh, but I will say on Saturday when we were driving down towards Fatima.
Yeah.
About halfway through, all of a sudden it's just fog, and I'm like, huh. We're not used to fog.
Yes. Well, okay, so not foggy there, Suzanne. I think that's more of a problem where we live here on the Silver Coast, I have to say. Canada, says Marty, take off, you fleshy mutant. Give me a jelly donut. I think that's probably an in-joke between you two. I think you've hit it off, you and Marty. And
Marty's great.
Yeah, he mentioned the fact that you know some good ice cream shops. So it can't be so cold in the north that they wouldn't serve ice cream up there. So gelado shops, yum.
Oh, yes. That's a great one in the village.
Yeah. Now, what's this rumor that it's being renamed Colorado Dominio as well?
Oh, for some reason, there's been a lot of clients that have been coming from Colorado.
Yes. So there's that distance as well, is there?
So first there was Bob and Viv, right?
Yeah.
Then we had another client who also came here from Colorado in Salida, and they did not know Bob and Viv.
Right.
And we also closed the deal with them. And then we had another couple, also from Salida, who didn't know either of the other two.
Yes.
And also we closed the deal with them. So, yeah.
Colorado Dominio is for forever is how it will be known. Oh, another question. This is how you might serve your expat and foreigner clients coming in. T Duck's asking, I have a question for the Gumpers and for you, Vitor. Here, a friend is here from the States. He needs to get a 30-day SIM for his iPhone. Any recommendations? So, what do you suggest to people who are on a scouting tour? They just want to get a mobile phone number, Portuguese number for their scouting.
Okay, that's
What would you
fine. I mean, even in the supermarkets, you often see like these prepaid 30-day cards. Some of them have like 1 gigabyte of internet or whatever for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Some of them give you like the first month for free. Of course, you pay it, right? But you know what I mean. And
Yes.
then if you want to keep use it, you then renew the contract or you charge the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can just pick one up and go for it.
There
Now,
you
what
go.
we've been doing is for people who do stay here for longer. One of my friends, he works with all of the carriers.
Yeah.
And what we've been doing is when we have an address, either a rental or a purchase, I get the address, I send it to him. He tells me which of the 3 carriers is the best one for that location.
Oh, good service. Yeah. Okay.
And then he tells me, hey, do they want SIM cards, 1 or 2? They want 2. Okay, perfect. So you'll have this package or this package. You can pick this gift or a monthly discount, and it's going to be this per month.
Vitor,
so,
stop. Can you go back?
What? You've never seen one of these very authentic Portuguese things that I didn't even consider staying here for a little while?
Well, this is we want to let everybody know around the world that the idea for the minions actually comes from the Mino. The word minion is derived from Mino, and this is what the cartoon series, the animated classic, The Minions, Despicable Me, is based on. And there's an early version, a prototype of a minion, which you can also bake bread in, right?
Yes, this was like a communal oven.
Yes.
That people could just come in here and then they would burn things and
Burn things.
By the way, there are usually concerts here.
Yes, looks like a great place. There's a natural amphitheater.
And you have about 2 or 3 coretos, those structures.
Yes.
And sometimes you have here musical groups playing it out. So it's really nice, really fun. And you have there the carrinhos de choque, of course.
Oh, thank you for this, mate. It's so good. And there's obviously going to be music and food at this event. And when's this happening? Is this coming weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. We've got other information coming in about the phones, but I think we should have you and your friend on one of our calls if they could come along and help with a bit of tech advice.
Let me check.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Did you say Vera might be joining us this morning?
Who knows? Only Destiny.
Well, only Destiny knows that. So thank you for all the great suggestions. T Duck has managed to get some help, I think, there for friend coming over and looking for a temporary SIM card. Are we returning to the car now?
Yes.
We're flipping you around. Okay. So yes, in case you just joined us, we have Vitor Costa here, new project, or I guess it's a reframe of your existing work. It's portugaldoor.com. Vitor is helping people successfully move to the north of Portugal, it would seem, and that's why I was saying don't go to the north, because if you do, you probably won't come back with all the lovely things as we just seen there. That's one of many beautiful experiences you can have up there in the north. I mean, you can have these sorts of experiences all over Portugal.
Yes, you can.
That seems to be very attractive to people coming over, visiting for the first time, checking it out, scouting part of the trip up in the north, and then they just decide. I mean, it's not unusual, is it, for your clients to say, okay, I love it here, I'm going to put a deposit down. This is it.
I mean, that has happened. Happened with one of those Colorado couples. So here's one of the reasons why I also like working with Vera, right? We've closed 2 deals already. Because she's in this to serve the clients, right? That's the kind of people I like working with. pretty much 99% of all of the other agents I've been working with, I'll give them a call. Many of them are good people, but I'd be like, hey, there's this listing my client is interested on. And they're like, okay, let's book a meeting. We go in there, we see the property, and then they're like, okay, thank you very much. Let me know what you think, right?
Yeah.
But with Vera, we go and do a visit. And then depending on how the client feels and reacts, like maybe we only booked one or two. And then she's like, actually, you know what? You said you like this and that. I do have a listing in that area that might be interesting. Let's go in there real quick. Then we
Yes.
go there and we end up like seeing 5 properties instead of 2. And they're all very interesting. And another thing that when we started talking to each other, one of my clients was interested in like 4 properties of her agency. She was like, hey, Vitor, the first one that you recommended, if your client really wants to, you can go there. But I would advise against it because it has a lot of issues with the structure and the condominium, and the facade is falling apart. And there would be a bunch of repairs to be made, and it's on the 4th floor with no elevator. But if you really think they're interested, we can go there.
Yeah.
Right? Most would be just, hey, let's go there because I want to sell it because it's terrible and I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we want to meet this woman at some point. Marty's feedback about your part of the world that he's fallen in love with. I think mountains and trees are a bonus. I think the real reason is community. Tell us more about this then, Vitor, the sense of community that you have there. You probably haven't noticed until somebody told you about how great it was because it's just where you grew up, right? It's just normal to you.
Exactly. There's so much we take for granted.
Yes.
And that's another thing I'm really grateful with working with foreign clients, because they really help me appreciate my country more, our language more, what we have more than normal, because it's things that you never really realize that they're special, right?
Yeah.
And a good example also is the language. I just learned after 30 years of living in this country that we have a tendency of eating the beginnings of words when we talk.
I've been here 5 years and I noticed that in week 1.
Yes, and I'm like, what do you mean? And then I started thinking, oh my God, we do. Like, sometimes we, instead of saying bon dia, right, we replace bon with a grunt, dia.
Dia, that's right. It's
Dia.
true. I've been saying this. And you say it to a Portuguese person. Hold on a minute. They don't even say bon dia. They just say dia down the street. So no, we don't.
Dia.
Bon
So
dia.
the bon is like internalized, like dia.
Yes, it is. Dia. Yes. So
Obrigado.
Obrigado. Nada. Yes, all of those. Absolutely right. Yeah. And but it's when it's the water that you swim in, when you're the fish, you don't notice, do you?
Yes, exactly. And so there are a lot of things that we do take for granted, that there are a lot of things we don't even realize that are special and different. But we learn every day, and the more we talk to our clients, the more we realize just how different many things are.
Yes.
And it's a very rewarding and fulfilling experience, I gotta say.
Yes. Now we have a very special guest joining us, who's just come into the green room and having a virtual nibble on the espumante and a couple of olives, a bit of cheese. Vera, give me a wave if you're happy to come onto the screen now. She's not waving at me yet, though. Vitor.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. No, hold on a minute. Don't you mean dia? Vera, are you there? Oh, okay. I think
there she is.
She's there.
Good morning.
Hi. How
I'm
you
so
doing, Vera?
sorry for the late.
Good morning. No, don't worry. Absolutely no problem at all. We've had a lovely tour. We've just had a lovely tour of Beaumort, the unfortunately named Good Death.
I'm so sorry.
Hello.
We might have a little bit of a time lag here, Vera. So if you catch the end of this question,
I'm not
please.
quite
He's been talking about you, singing your praises. Tell us about yourself and what you do up there in the north of Portugal.
No.
No? Oh, go on.
Hello.
Oh, we've lost.
I'm
Hello.
Vera. I live in Ponte de Lima, the most beautiful town of Portugal. I'm so pissed about that because I live here a long, long time ago, and I work 2 years old. Not telling the age, but oh my gosh, a cat over there, so beautiful. And I don't know what to tell more about me.
He's already been saying how brilliant you are. What maybe you could excite us with one or two listings that you've got at the moment. Give us,
Vito,
if
you're
you
kidding
wouldn't
your
mind.
cats.
While he's showing his cats off there at the house, maybe could you tell us about a couple of stop it, Vito, a couple of examples of properties that you have
Oh
listed?
my
Maybe
God.
a budget one, a budget property and a luxury one. Tell us about some of the listings you have.
Listen, yes,
We're struggling here.
yes.
Oh, carry on there, Vera, if you can hear me.
There we go.
I don't think we can. I think showing the cat's bottom has broken the show. Possibly there. You're the tea towel holder, as we call it sometimes.
So
Okay,
about here we
perfect.
have
We'll give Vera a nice big gap.
we are known by having a big range of prices over here. Why? Can you stop a little bit to have a serious conversation over here? Stop kidding. So about
How
our
come we've got
listings,
two
we
pictures?
have since apartments, all kind of apartments here in Portugal. Classified the apartments by T1 to T4, about 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms, depends. And houses already have 10 years old houses that you can choose materials to end the house. You have that also that option. Hello. Finally, Victor, finally. And also we have farms with big lands, with swimming pool. Depends of the prices. We can go for something 700, 1.5 million.
Yes.
Depends if you want a golf course house, for example, with a swimming pool with view to do the golf course. You can buy a house about 1.5 million, but also houses in the councils of Ponte de Lima and by 300, a very good house with good materials. Depends what you want.
All right, brilliant. Vera, we're not hearing you brilliantly, but we definitely got the gist of that. You cover the whole range of property, whether it's a golden visa you're looking for and you want a luxury home with a swimming pool, or you want a little quinta, as Vera was asking for, a T1, a T2. You've got it all covered up there. And we like we love Vitor's energy, and I think we love your energy too, with your lovely immediate and bubbly personality there. So we look forward to seeing you again. Maybe next time we have you on, we'll get a nice strong connection, and maybe you could show us a few of those lovely properties. It's been lovely to meet you. No. It's been lovely to meet you. I think we're struggling with the connection a little bit, but muito prazer.
Yes.
And the logo.
Thank you.
We'll just send you a sign there. Thank you very much, Vera.
I hope so.
Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much
We'll
for
call each other later.
There she goes. There's top agent in Ponte de Lima. So she's based in the town, is she?
Yes. She lives close by, and I actually met her through one of those Colorado clients. That's when we started working with her, and the rest is history.
Okay, we've got a website request here. So portugaldoor.com will be Vitor's. How do we get in touch with Vera? People, I think others loving Vera as well, and her energy. How do we get in touch with Vera?
So there's their website. Looks, she's like the foreign agent for foreign clients, let's say. I sent you one of the listings, one of the properties we closed on WhatsApp. You can share that. And actually, I don't know what her personal page for details and information
Well, I
is.
think
So.
from Luge Immobiliaria, we will be able to deduce which website to go to. So here's an example listing. I think especially for Vera, Lockie, and others now who are going to go to the north and never come back as well. There's one for you, Vera, who loves the idea. But the South Africans don't have the funds for the golden visa. A website would be good. There's the website for you. We've got an example listing for you, but that one's already sold. But it's a good example, right, of what you do.
I'm not sure if they sold because they had two like that, or did she mention she sold it already while I was having technical issues here?
She might well have done. She's that good. Okay, and I'm glad to see you've got a backup transportation. Is that how big is that car? We're struggling with a sense of perspective here, but it seems to be
this
parked
one?
in your living. Yes, that's the Bianca's car, is it?
Yes.
Or is it the cat's car?
It's a Bentley.
Yes, of course it is. Yes, this is you can if Vitor is representing you and selling your house, when he comes to do the photos, he might park that up in front of the photos to convey that image of luxury life with a particular perspective on there.
Exactly.
Vera was asking about the cat. Sorry, not Vera. Yes, there were two Veras here. Vera and Vera Lockie is here. When she was asking about, is it cold there? She wasn't asking about the cat. She was asking about the north of Portugal. A little bit earlier on, Vera, we covered this. It's not cold. It's colder, and it's all relative, as you were saying, Vitor, right? If you're from Canada, it's not cold, is it? Or if you're from British Columbia, it's not cold. If you're from Saudi Arabia, I think you said it is a bit chilly.
Yeah, it never got that cold that you physically cannot be outside. And, the heat can get a bit uncomfortable, but it's survivable.
Okay, so there you go. That's something you didn't think you'd hear. The heat can be uncomfortable in the north, but it is survivable. How far is Ponte de Lima from the Atlantic coast? That's another consideration, isn't it?
30 minutes,
30 minutes. Okay.
25-ish.
Okay, and loving the scenery. People really enjoyed the tour this morning. Thank you to Vitor and Maria, of course. Loving the scenery. Looks like British Columbia. Fantastic. And thank you from your fellow countryman, Joao F. here, for showing us such beautiful sights. Let us make our foreign friends fall in love with that region of yours. Job done this morning. So before, adding on to the dias and the Portugal is a blog there. Yes, very good, Donna. Thank you for that. Good morning to you this morning. So yes, rounding up then this morning, what else do you need to tell us, Vitor, today?
Well, that's about it. I mean, we're in terms of our business in particular, we're reformulating it. We're creating packages. We're planning on making like this yearly gala as well, and events. We're basically right now more in the creative phase, right? We want to create all of these exciting things that we're going to do, more ways to integrate people into society. We already did a beta test of Portuguese cooking lessons because Maria's mother, she's a Portuguese chef, certified in traditional Portuguese cuisine, and Bob, Viv, and a few other American clients. We gathered around to see how she would make a. Foi bacalhau à Brás, não foi? Não?
Bacalhau à Brás, sounds good.
Okay, so fried codfish with bean rice.
Ooh,
but the thing they were all just the most mind blown with the whole thing was the way she chopped the onion, diced the onion, because she grabs it in her hand and with a knife she just smashes it real quick while rotating the onion and then smashes it again and they're like, wow, how did she do that? I want a class just to learn how to do that.
Yes, me too. Hold on a minute. This gala thing then. So you're going to have what? An annual get together where you'll invite people to come and visit the north and experience it. Maybe with some of this.
So right now we are restructuring our business because since the Bob and the Viv video, we've been having a lot of clients coming our way. So the way we've been doing things kind of can't handle that many people. So now we're reorganizing, restructuring so that every client, we get the job done quickly, effectively, and cleanly.
Yes.
And, and then when that is done, we then have time to talk to people. So we want to serve more people, serve them better, serve them faster, and also have more free time for ourselves,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so that
What
is
a
the
brilliant
focus at the
challenge.
moment. And
Yeah.
then we'll plan more and more events. We were even thinking about, so we have a lot of Portuguese friends that are like, oh my God, I need to learn English. I need to learn English.
Yes.
And then we have a lot of expats who are like, oh my God, I need to learn Portuguese.
Yes.
And so we had this idea of creating a group or some get together or whatever with Portuguese people who want to learn English and English people who want to learn Portuguese, and then just pit them against each other. Because since neither will be fluent in the other language, they will be forced to communicate in their own language or try to speak the other language. And I think will help everybody learn even faster.
Amazing, amazing. What a lovely offer and what a lovely environment, community. Yeah, you're extending, making an extension of this whole sense of community that Marty, I think, was talking about there. Yeah, don't lose that, my friend, because that is just so important in this mix, isn't it, of what you're creating there. I don't really understand this comment. This is a lady. I'd love to meet Vitor. So Owen's been hijacked, or he is now a lady. I don't know, but he's looking forward to meeting you soon.
Maybe that dot is an extra there.
Yeah, could be. Yes. Oh, I see. Pit them against each other. Put them in a room and see who survives. Is that the people who want to speak English and the people who want to speak Portuguese? Well, yes, and we should film that and put it on YouTube. That'll get you even more views.
Oh, yes.
On YouTube. Thank you so much, Vitor. That lovely little visit to Beaumont there, meeting Vera. Well, Vera, sorry it didn't work out so well with you. I think we had a little bit of trouble with the bandwidth connecting with you. We can say, of course, can't we, that the internet connection, generally speaking,
I have technical problems today. I'm so sorry.
Not at all. No faz mal.
But
It's been lovely
here
to meet
to help you.
Yes. Okay. Lovely
Thank
to meet
you
you.
very much. This was lovely being here with you.
Okay, thank you so much. So there goes Vera, and there goes Vitor as well. Looking forward already to next month, my friend, when we see you again and finding about all the developments of PortugalDoor.com. Lots of love to you and to Maria and to Bianca. Oh, and Bob and Viv, by the way. Ciao, ciao.
Of course. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There he goes. Last few minutes then. Of the show. I've got some pictures of windmills to show you, and I have to. Oh, I should have asked Vitor about Portuguese dad jokes. Here's one for you later, Vitor. What do you call two Portuguese dinosaurs who look alike? Igualodons. Okay. None of my Portuguese friends who are still in the green room are laughing at that. I'll go back to the drawing board, back to the humour drawing board on that. And let's just have a look at those lovely windmills now then, shall we? Moving on. And there we go. The Vera windmills that Ian photographed on his recent trip around Portugal. 50,000 views, I believe, on a popular... I can't remember which one he said now. Oh, Google Maps. It's a really nice thing to do, actually, when you're traveling around, is to put things up on Google Maps and maybe little reviews. It helps others, doesn't it? It's real Web 2.0 stuff, peer-to-peer business, and another one of those wonderful Portuguese windmills. You see those on the Silver Coast, and you also see them in Évora, as Ian has immortalized on Google Maps now. Okay, thanks for being here this morning. I have got one more really lovely... it's a sitzvac, a situation vacant. And let me just, I've got this in my, are you like me with this? Oh, I've also got 50 best meat products to share with you as well. Hold on a minute. We were talking about meteor showers, weren't we? Different kind of meteor shower here. This is the 50 best meat products, which I'm going to share with you as well before. I just realized I've got that to show you as well as this wonderful job opportunity that I saved in my Facebook saved thing tab or whatever. And I realized every now and then I haven't looked at any of them, and I've got loads of them to share with you. And one such was a job offer that came up just recently, which is like WhatsApp this morning. Facebook is being a little bit sluggish. Not just you that was having some technical problems there this morning, Vera. Oh yeah, full-time personal assistant. I really like the sound of this and wanted to share it with you. Okay, so let me just make sure. Yeah, you can. I can't show you the screen. It's in Off-Grid Portugal, which is a Facebook group, but it's a private group. But I did check out with John Grant Harvey. who's put this opportunity up on Facebook, if I could share it. And he said yes. He also said he gave me a lovely bit of feedback about the podcast. So morning to you, John Grant Harvey. Full-time personal assistant required. It's a paid role, everybody. We're looking for a full-time personal assistant to help us with some inspiring off-grid projects in the Algarve and Alentejo region of Portugal. Our projects include developing an animal shelter to care for injured or abused animals, reforestation projects, creating a foundation to support people working on global issues like cleaning the oceans and child trafficking. Our core business that supports these projects will be rural tourism. The personal assistant role will be to assist across all the projects in areas like translating, sourcing products, dealing with government departments, pickups and delivery, any type of administrative or physical work needed to help us move these projects forward. We're looking for someone that cares about animals and people and wants to be on a mission with us to help make a more positive difference in the world. We're looking for someone that is highly motivated, can solve problems and get things done. We want you to feel like this is your mission as much as it is ours. So you should have a strong interest and genuine care for the projects we're working on. Ask us about them to learn more, says John. If you needed, we can provide you with an accommodation, car to use, and paid monthly salary. You must speak both English and Portuguese fluently. Thank you for your interest and look forward to hearing from you. Warmly, John. So I need to put a link to him or that, don't I? Maybe in the... I can't do that publicly. I'll find a way of connecting you to John because it wasn't a private Facebook group. But what a lovely opportunity there. Okay, then finally, let's find out where Portugal is on the 50 best meat products in the world at the moment. Not on this rare occasion, Portugal doesn't make the top 10. But if you have a look here, it does come in at, where are we? With its or does it come into the top 10? No, I don't think it did, actually. Chorizo is at number 20. Look at that. So Spain, sadly, I'm a little bit embarrassed to show this because Spain does really well in here. And you know our feelings about Spain here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Love you, Spain, really. And congratulations to you with number 1 and number 2 with your... so the jamón ibérico has... seems to be at number 1 and number 2, and it's not until we get to number 20 that we get the Portuguese chorizo. So if you like your meat and your sliced meat, your dried meat, your preserved meat, go to Taste Atlas for that 50 best meat products. That was published this month, July 2020, although it's almost August, which reminds me to tell you as well, the Good Morning Portugal Wine Club kicks off again next Monday evening, and our first wine is this one, the cat's paw. Funnily enough, we didn't just see cat's paws this morning, thanks to Vitor. Season 2 wine 1 then, a Dow Red, controversial, going to the Dow region as an opener. The Casa de Passarelas Pedra de Gato, the cat's paw wine, a red, a hearty, full-bodied red, I suspect, to start next Monday evening, and will be on your screens from 9 o'clock. Go over to the Good Morning Portugal food and wine group for that. So looking forward to your company then, as I am this evening. If you're interested in mortgages with Jacqueline Mullen from Mortgage Direct, you can find them in our business directory. You can also talk to her tonight, and we'll find out exactly what you need to do to get your property financed here in Portugal. Premium Club, of course, Premium Plus, folks. The lounge, the Premium Plus lounge at 9, and we'll be talking to Julian Sorensen on that, who has a brilliant project, Lisboa Car Free. And he has got the most amazing Instagram channel with beautiful images that he's collected from all around Lisbon, getting out to these wonderful places by public transport. And we're talking to him at 9 tonight. Tomorrow morning, Mia and Frank to close out the week. A Feel Good Friday with some fun with Mia, with some alternatives to Hola and the Dia, as well as a bit of fun talking to Frank, who's recently back from Canada. Have a great day today. We will see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao. Adios. Até a próxima. Até logo. As was said earlier on. Até logo.